Mom, I'm sorry, but I can't make it home today. No, I didn't go stray. There's someone standing in my way. So I'm sorry, Mom, I won't make it home today. Remember all the times we had, whether they were good or bad. All those loving memories, they carry what is part of me. Know you wanted more for me, but sometimes it's just destiny. Know you wanted more than this, but sometimes life's miss you, Mom, I miss you bad. I know you're feeling down and blue. Know you're feeling really sad. Wish that I could talk to you. Mama, keep your head up high. Anytime you're feeling blue, look up at the sky. I'll be looking back at Mom. Mom, I'm sorry, but I can't make it home today. Not today. No, I didn't go stray. There's someone standing in my way. So I'm sorry, Mom, I won't make it home today. I miss you, Mom. I miss you, Mom. I miss you, Mom. I miss you, Mom. Remember all the times we had, whether they were good or bad. All those loving memories, they carry what is left of me. Know you wanted more from me, but sometimes it's just destiny. Know you wanted more than this, but sometimes life's miss you, Mom, I miss you bad. I know you're feeling down and blue. Know you're feeling really sad. Wish that I could talk to you. Mama, keep your head up high. Anytime you're feeling blue, look up at the sky. I'll be looking back at Mom. I'm sorry, but I can't make it home today. Not today. No, I didn't go stray. There's someone standing in my way. So I'm sorry, Mom, I won't make it home today. No, no. Yes, I'm sorry, Mom, I won't make it home today. Not today. Not today. Mom, I can't make it home today. Rest in peace, Trayvon.
This one goes out to Trayvon and his family as well. I know you're going through these issues and some problems yourself. Just know it ain't your fault, man, nor is it your family's. All you wanted was some iced tea and some candy. Was walking home, was just doing what you had to do. Just doing you, ain't doing harm by passing through. And honestly, it ain't fair that you died. Took your life for no reason, it brings tears to my eyes. I pray to God that something happens and we get you justice. Cause your life was taken sadly over an assumption. Honestly, he makes our nation ashamed. And you know who you are and I ain't saying no names. To Sabrina, I know you wanna hear his voice, because he was your world and everything, your baby boy. Just know it's better, he won't have to deal with any fearing. Trayvon, yo, I know you up there, man, I hope you hear this. I know you wanna hear his voice, because he was your world and everything, your baby boy. Just know it's better, he won't have to deal with any more that fearing. Trayvon, yo, I know you up there, man, I hope you hear this. And it's gonna be okay, because he's sleeping with the angels at the end of the day. And it's gonna be okay, because he's sleeping with the angels at the end of the day. My condolences to everybody who partook in this, and everybody who wants this justice for this young man. I'm 17 years old too, so it's a real eye-opener. And Trayvon, man, my condolences to your family. I know they miss you. Sabrina, just keep that head up high. Baby boy's resting with the angels. To his father, man, I That's your boy right there. I feel you. Let's just leave it all to God.
When Trayvon Martin was first shot, I said that this could have been my son. Another way of saying that is Trayvon Martin could have been me 35 years ago. And when you think about why, in the African American community at least, there's a lot of pain around what happened here. I think it's important to recognize that the African American community is looking at this issue through a set of experiences and a history that that doesn't go away. There are very few African American men in this country who haven't had the experience of being followed when they were shopping in a department store. That includes me. There are very, very few African American men who haven't had the experience of walking across the street and hearing the locks click on the doors of cars. That happens to me, at least before I was a senator. There are very few African Americans who haven't had the experience of getting on an elevator and a woman clutching her purse nervously.
Hello, it's your girl Hazel Sky, and I'm here live in Buffalo, New York, in front of City Hall at the Niagara Square. And what we're doing here is marching for justice for Trayvon Martin. As we know, there are many different facts that feel that Zimmerman should have been convicted of what happened to Trayvon. And in the background, you can hear that the crowd is singing, "We Shall Overcome." Looking around the crowd, you see that there's many cans of Skittles, many cans of Arizona, bags of Skittles. Some people support it with the hoodies. As you can see, I have my hoodie on to support what has taken place for Trayvon. Throughout this episode, we're going to have different interviews with different supporters and different people of the media, and just feel and hear their reaction to what has taken place and what has happened and what can make Buffalo, New York a better city. Again, this is your girl, Hazel Sky. I'll be back.
Somebody ain't
everybody can go up. Right.
My vote for Region 6 is 1326 Granville. I am the pastor. I'm doing a sermon tomorrow dedicated to Ron Martin and all the Ron Martins here in the city of Buffalo. I invite everybody to come on down. God bless you.
I'm here at City Hall in Buffalo, New York, with no other than number one, Q Boogie.
What's going on, man? We're here today to pay homage to Trayvon, but also to shed light on the current situations in our community. So tomorrow's going down, Sunday, 6 p.m., Lafayette Square. We're going to speak on a lot of injustice, not just in Florida, but in Buffalo, New York. We got demand peace, get our community back, get our streets back. On behalf of the street council, man, come on out.
Okay. So what is the outrage that you feel with all of the killings, the deaths, and everything that's going on in the city? What is the outrage?
I mean, the outrage is that people got the power, but we just sleeping. A lot of times, if we want to clear our block out, we got to step out there and do stuff. If we're going to sit around on our butts and, sing songs and just hope that something happen, man, ain't nothing going to happen. The outrage, to me, is that the power structure is flipped. We don't know who got the power. Power's in the people, man. So we got to wake up.
Okay, and I have read that a lot of people feel that it's Mayor Brown's fault why everything is going on. What are your thoughts in regards to that?
I mean, I don't get in all the politics, man, because the politics never was a movement. The politics never saved the people. Never. Who was it? Malcolm, Martin, Huey P., Fred Hampton, it was the independent struggles, man. H. Rap Brown, these independent struggles that formed the power, man. They say to the power, to the people goes the power. We got to form, and once we form and take control of our streets and our blocks, then we'll see a change. But if you're going to sit around and hope a vote change, now you're going to be in some real trouble.
What do you feel that the change should be?
I think it's just taking accountability of our brothers and sisters, man. Like, people like us with influence, we got to put a word out. We got to speak a word out. We got to try something different because the youth got to be more involved because it's the youth that's wilding out. So we got to come together with the youth. And once we could change the mindset of the youth through hip-hop, through music, through entertainment, you'll see a change in the streets.
Okay, and how long do you think it would take for a change like this to actually happen?
If 200 kids get out tonight and demand justice, you'll see a change in the morning. It starts somewhere. May not be a big change, but it'll be a change.
Okay. And what is the next move after this move and after tomorrow? What's the next move?
The next move is crisis prevention. The next move is getting in tune with the youth, trying to cut some of this beef before it turns into a homicide. The next move is people like us, like you, talking to the sisters like me, like my sister, talking to people and bringing these youth in, cutting back on some of this wild nonsense killing. Because once we do that, we'll see a lot more change. We can't wait for the mayor. We can't wait for nobody else. The kids is right on our block every day. They right there.
How do you plan to keep this movement continuous? Because, it can happen for today, it can happen for tomorrow, but how are you planning to keep it a continuous movement?
I mean, you got to have a solid team. You got to have a core, you know what I mean? Revolutionary movements is like fads. Some people be on it one day and they be on it off the next day. When it get cold, niggas ain't coming out, but they ain't coming out. So we gotta have a solid core, and we gotta just be consistent in small acts. Just clean up the neighborhood, marches, cleanups, tutoring, mentoring. You know what I'm saying? These little things could go a long way.
Okay, if people are out there and they would like to get involved and they're unaware of how to get involved, how would they be able to contact you, or who would they be able to contact to get involved?
All you gotta do is go to Facebook and type in The Street Council, STREETCOUNCIL, the Street Council. Bam, right there. That's the movement. Join it and let's do it.
Okay, anything else you would like to leave us with?
God is great.
I'm your girl, Hazel Sky. Thanks. Okay. I'm here live with Bernie Tolbert. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm well. And what brings you out here to in front of City Hall?
Well, it's this rally for Trayvon Martin. I think it's important to be a part of what's going on, letting people know that this is important to me, that I care, and that I'm with them on this.
Okay. And if you become elected for mayor, what are your plans to do to help the city?
Well, I have one grand plan, and that's to make our city a whole lot better than it is now. But specifically, I want to focus on 4 major areas. Education, which we have to fix in order to make our city survivable. We need to reduce crime in our city. Crime is rampant in Buffalo, as stated by the Buffalo Police Department. We also need to take care of our neighborhoods. The mayor, Byron Brown, talks about the $1.7 billion development, but you don't see it in our east side neighborhoods. You don't see it on Jefferson Avenue. You don't see it on Kensington Bailey. You don't see it on Broadway, Fillmore. So we've got to make sure we take care of our neighborhoods. And as important as anything else, we've got to get jobs for our young people. That's an absolute must. Our young people need jobs.
Okay, so with the jobs and the cleanup and the development of the east side of Buffalo, do you feel that will bring us as a city of Buffalo together?
Well, I think it will certainly be a step in that right direction of bringing us together. I think it will help make us more proud of our city, make us prouder of our city and the fact that we're Buffalonians, and we will definitely be a better community. There's a choice. There's a better choice for Buffalo, and I represent that better choice.
Okay, do you think that the people of Buffalo need to hear us cry louder in order to hear what is going on?
Without question, one of the things that, from my experience, one of the things that happens in Buffalo is we accept mediocrity as our standard. We let people tell us this is as good as it gets, and we should be crying out loudly, demanding more, saying this isn't good enough. Not only we want more, we demand more. So yes, we've come to accept things and not fight hard, and we've got to turn that around or we're not going to survive as a city. Look at Detroit. Detroit just filed bankruptcy, and I'd hate to see Buffalo go down that same path.
Okay, so you feel that this does take a community instead of one person?
Oh, without question. No one person can't do it. It's going to take not only a community, but it's going to take a community standing together, staying strong. And there'll be times when we'll hit bumps in the road, when it'll be difficult. But as a community, we still have to understand that if we stay strong, stick together, work hard, lean on each other, we'll get it done.
Okay, so not just one rally, we need multiple rallies.
Oh, we need rallies. We need people, not only just loud rallies, but we need peaceful, quiet conversations. All of it will go towards making us a better city.
Okay. Well, is there anything you would like to leave us with?
I'd just like to say that Buffalo can be better. There is a better choice for Buffalo, and I represent that better choice.
Okay, thank you. I'm here with Nate Boyd, who's the head of People Empowerment, and he would like to leave us with a message.
Like I was saying earlier about the rally, and I need to let the people know, it's about people empowerment, about us empowering ourselves. I would say to you, and I would pose this, the answer to the violence on our street with our young men is simple. It's jobs, jobs, jobs. It's training programs, training programs, training programs. It's opening up our community centers, opening them up. It's opening up our after-school programs, opening them up. And most importantly, the fact is, nothing stops a bullet like a job. We got $11 million surplus. We got a $35 million rainy day fund. I will pose to the mayor, to the common council, to the city and the control board. It's raining in Buffalo. It's raining right now. Help us because it's raining. Spend that money. Spend that money. Spend that money. God bless.
Hey, I'm live here, still at City Hall, Niagara Square with the Trayvon Martin movement. And I'm here now with Dirty Nate. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How y'all doing tonight? Hey, you know what? This is a great event. I like to say, first of all, it took a tragic for us to come together like this, but I really appreciate and see the support that everyone's coming out. And it is showing that, we as black people, we are family. We are all kin one way or another, some form, shape, or fashion, that we can acknowledge each other as brother and sister in the streets also. Yes.
Okay, and I was informed that when the Rodney King incident took place and everything was outraged about that, you actually had some pirates in the movement here in Buffalo?
Yeah, I actually did. Rodney King, rest his soul, God bless. Again, another unsung historian. You know, it was touching because I don't think us as a people really understood what was going on at that time in America. You know, us as a people, we have an insight on ourselves, but we don't look at how people really view us that's coming to this place called the Freedom Land. And we laid here with Rodney King and we watched the video and we saw the 175 hits that he took, and he was tasered and everything. And these people, again, turned blind eye. And I say these people not using a race gender, just saying the justice system, totally the justice system, turned blind eye on Rodney King. And now you fast forward life, 23, 24 years later, 25 years later, and the same thing happens, but it's to a young minor, a man that never got a chance to experience life, a man that never got a chance to have anyone say, that's my dad. He never had a chance in life. And for me, just for me, like I said, I'm hurting on a whole nother level about it. But just for me personally, it hurts to see that when you 14 years old, when you're a young black man, it's a chance that you won't be here anymore, or it's a chance you will meet violence. And I think that that's why we're here today, to stop really what's going on. And I just like to say in the city of Buffalo, you know, we can gather together for Trayvon, but actually we gather here for a lot of you people that lost your child too. And it's not just this summer, it's last year and the previous years before, because somebody gotta have a voice, you know. And my slogan when I ran for councilman in the University District last year was that we will be heard, and now we are being heard. You know, like I said, it brings tears to my eyes because I am very, you know, I'm sensitive about life. You know, music is great. Y'all might know me for music, and that's good and dandy, but it's life out here. And that's what we're here to celebrate. And Trayvon Martin's name will always be synonymous in black history because he will make a difference. And the president now is looking at racial profiling laws that was presented in 1992 and 96. So now we got these things on the table now. And it's not just talking in black families, this is talking in white families. And some white people feel intimidated, but I let you know right there, if you feel intimidated, it's not that you feel intimidated, it's just that you feel more puzzled at how the system let down this man, this young man and his family and others that we got here in Buffalo right now, you know. So I just say that, hey, we will be heard 2015. I'll be back running again. And Dirty Nate and the Upstate Clique, we is back. Reunion is back. Anything else I can say?
That was woo! I completely agree with everything that he said.
In the rally for the Rodney King, because, you know, this was deep right now. It was like 7,000 people. And I got kicked out of college for that. I won't say the college I attended, but they kicked me out. But it was a lesson learned in my life because sometimes you have to overstep. Sometimes you got to bend the rules to make it better for some people. And that's what we're doing right now. We bending the rules by standing out here together, and we're not causing violence. We're just out here getting to know our neighbors. And that's where it all started, because love started in the house, you know. And we can pray all day, but when we see each other in the street, we got to have that same love and intensity that we did praying. We got to take that into the eyes and the hearts of when we see each other. And that's my last words. Dirty Nate, I'm out of there. Okay. All right?
Hazel Sky. I'm live here at Niagara Square with Betty Jean Grant. How are you today?
I'm fine.
And what brings you out to the square?
What brings it out is the unjust decision of the Trayvon Martin case. To be found innocent or not guilty is a travesty, unjust for all. And I'm here to support the Martin's family. I'm supporting all the Trayvon Martin in Buffalo, New York, and New York City, and Chicago, everywhere else, because a child should be able to grow up. A child should be able to go to the store. A child should not be stalked, and a child should not be murdered.
Okay, what do you feel that it would take out here in Buffalo to have this movement heard?
You know what? Today is the first start. We had over 2,000 people here. On a notice of 1 week, we put this rally together, and all across America, 114 cities are participating in a Trayvon Martin support that was unjust. We're working forward to make sure the legislation is in place that a person should not be profiled because of race, a person should not be stalked because of race, and we hope that the federal government will do an investigation because Trayvon Martin's civil rights violation was violated.
So what do you look to happen? What would you like to see happen after all the movements and the marches throughout the cities?
Number one, for the federal government to take a look at this case. Number two, for the Martin family to do a lawsuit. And number three, for Buffalo to come together to solve the murders and prevent the murders in the city of Buffalo.
Okay. Do you agree that here in Buffalo there's a lot of not speaking, which is preventing the murders to be unsolved here?
Absolutely. We've had 22, 23 murders, and I don't know how many of those are solved, but the only problem is that we don't have an aggressive police department. We don't have a cold case squad. When a person gets killed, we say, even as citizens, we say, oh, another murder. I want this energy of the Trayvon Martin case to be directed to the city of Buffalo residents. So when a kid is killed on Bissell, when a kid is killed on the Northland, when a kid is killed on the north side, we have the same energy, the same outrage, the same indignation, and the same resolve that we're going to solve these murders.
Do you look in the future of us having more movements?
Yes, I do. There's a rally tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Lafayette Square. Similar today, it should be just as many people, and it's given by youth. I'm so happy that young people are here. Babies are here, a teenager. I'm happy the youth tomorrow is given by a college student from Cleveland College, Buff State, UB. They're leading that march, and that's what it's going to take. It's going to take them to help us to help save them.
Okay. What message would you send to other people who's sitting on their couch just watching, not doing anything? Is there a message that you would send to them?
Yes. My message is that you have to speak out. As Harriet Tubman, as Rosa Parks, as Medgar Evers, as Emmett Till, as Dr. Martin Luther King spoke out, you have an obligation to speak out to make sure that our people, our young black men live to grow up and be successful and have a good life. You have an obligation, a responsibility. Don't just sit on the couch. If you sit on the couch, write a letter. Call the president. Call President Obama and tell him, do the federal investigation. Call the mayor of Buffalo saying that our youth need jobs. Call the mayor and say we need more police in our streets. Call the mayor and said we need to have opportunity to keep those community centers closed at 5:30, open to 9 o'clock at night.
Okay, is there anything you would like to leave us with?
Thank you for this opportunity. We got to stay involved and power to the people.
Okay, thank you. Hi, what's your name?
Oswaldo Mestre.
Okay, and what brings you out here today?
Well, what brings me out here is because I'm a black man living in America, quite honestly. You know, I felt compelled to want to come out, to want to kind of speak to other brothers who are going through whatever, you know. And I say that being a black man first because the situation with Trayvon Martin hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, I have the opportunity to work in the city of Buffalo. I work with young people. I work with citizens. And just watching that trial and understanding what's going on, this really did something to me. You know, so I just wanted to come out, show some support. I didn't just want to come out just to hear people, but also sign up to be involved. You know, I try to be as involved as I can. You know, when I thought about Trayvon Martin and his situation, and when I was earlier this week when I was talking to young people, I always try to find out what the lessons that we can learn. You know, and I thought about this. I was like, what would I have done different if I was Trayvon Martin? And I keep on thinking about this over and over again. And the only thing I can think about is that I would have been dead as a black man, because I can't think of anything I would have done different. It's my right to go to the store and buy whatever I want to buy. It's my right to walk wherever I want to walk, you know, and it's a right that has been given not just by me, by other people. So when you have a situation like this, it just really tugs at you, you know, and we start asking questions, you know. So what I did, you know, was really just been going and talking to young people about them knowing themselves and them knowing, understanding the place that they have in this country, you know, and wanting to be able to change, you know. So that's why I came out, you know, wanted to support, wanted to talk to other brothers, see what's going on and ways that I can individually help, you know, in this community.
Okay. Do you have any plans in place to help the young men of the community?
Well, I think there's a lot of ways. Like today was a good rally, signing up to be a part of different committees and different things to do. But I think individually we need to charge ourselves. We need to have this dialogue, understand what the facts are. But what can you do as an individual, whether you're a teacher, whether you're the director of citizen services, whether you're a police officer, firefighter, what can you do individually? And what I chose to do was to make it a point, every young black man, every young black person that I see, is to talk to them and have this dialogue with them, having them understand the issues and really take it to another level. Reverend Pridgeon spoke earlier. We had a lot of different elected officials speak about ways they can legislate and change legislation, and hope that legislation never comes to New York State, to be quite honest, and really make a change, and that's a real important thing. So you know what, I'm energized, to be quite honest. I'm not saddened by this. We can be living in a whole other different countries where there are no rules of law, but at least we have the opportunity to speak out about it and affect some change. If brothers like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Medgar Evers and other brothers like that can advocate and hold Frederick Douglass and all of, who am I not to be able to say that and do that too?
Right, so you think we need more people to listen to that cry and get up and do something about it?
Of course. Social action is one aspect of it, but also when things are happening in Buffalo, when we see injustice happening, when we see, a young man having their pants sagged down, or we see something happens and somebody's perpetrating something, we should speak up about it. We should say something about it. We shouldn't just go and just cry and hold, it shouldn't be that every time somebody's killed, nobody should be killed. But we need to be having a rally. We just can't tolerate that happen in the city of Buffalo. And I think, there are a lot of good things that are happening, and we just have to be able to speak and gravitate to those good things that are happening and get everybody to understand that.
Okay, so you believe we should have more than just one rally or another one tomorrow, just a weekend. You believe we should have plenty of rallies?
I think the rally all starts with us individually. I think we should have as many rallies individually as we have. I said, this was great. We had an opportunity, but when we go home and we sit at the dinner table, are we talking to our kids? When we go home, are we talking to our aunts? Are we texting this? And that's the individual rally. Everybody has a different medium on how we need to speak to people, and that medium needs to happen. So, you know what, I'll go to a rally and I'll speak and I'll get energized and I'll cap some ideas, but what do we do after this? And how do we advocate and change like that? And that's what I'm all about.
Okay, so if there's anyone who's watching this who would like to participate, do you have any way they can contact you or contact who they would need to talk to?
Well, definitely they can, I work for the city of Buffalo, I work for the mayor. We're constantly thinking about ways that we can make this city better. We're always thinking about ways safer, with law enforcement, a better place where people can recreate and play, trying to work, in that respect. So, definitely encouraging, I'm the director of citizen services. I talked to you earlier in terms of just handling different issues. Can be reached at 851-5307, City Hall, and come see me. So that's individually what I'm doing as my job, but individually, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna talk to my people. I'm gonna go back to my church, and talk over at Mount Olive and talk to some people. I'm gonna go to my block club and talk to other people, and I'm gonna talk to my friends. When I leave here, I took pictures and I'm gonna talk about it, but then I'm gonna have that dialogue with what can we do? How can we understand how that law affects everybody? It shouldn't be this open season where I'm just shooting you and I'm thinking it's okay and I have a reason to do that. That's a bunch of nonsense, and I'm just infuriated by that. So, I'm ready to do something, and I think we all are. Having the rally today really showed that it just wasn't one person. We had many people out here wanting to do something.
Okay, and how long do you think or believe it would take for everyone to come together, stand up, and some change is actually noticed?
Well, change is, when you hear the word change, and change identifies with different things and different people, and I think, there's the collective change that we all think about what we need to do as a community, and I think that individual change that we need to make in ourselves and our block individually needs to happen. How long? That's the age-old question. How tired are we going to be tired? Fannie Lou Hamer said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And there has to be a point in time where we wake up and this can't happen anymore. So there's lifestyle changes. We talked about getting people jobs. We talked about having people feel good about where they live at and how they are. All of those things need to happen, and it really just starts with us individually. And then, as a people, us identifying that we have changed, and understand that we're not going to go back to where we were at before. We're not going to have these laws. They talked about stop frisk laws and all of this stuff. That can't happen. It only happens when we are unconscious and then we just letting things happen. If we are connected, socially, are we connected in terms of, being registered to vote and making things happen, that's the most important thing.
Okay, is there anything you would like to leave us with?
I'm going to leave you what I started with. I'm a black man, and I think about every time, and every day gets a little bit better, and I think about what could I have done differently, and I constantly always try to see lessons learned from this, and I just wouldn't have done anything different, and I'm glad that I'm alive, and I feel for the Martins and their family, and I hope that this never ever happens again, and I'm trying to be hopeful for it.
Okay, thank you. I'm here live in front of City Hall with Mayor Byron Brown. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to be with you.
Okay, what brings you out today?
I came out for the rally to protest the jury decision in the George Zimmerman trial in the death of Trayvon Martin. A lot of people all over the nation and internationally as well are very unhappy with the decision of the jury, and there are protests that are taking place all over the country. One of those protests was held in Buffalo, and I just came out to be with members of the community who were participating in the rally to let them know that it is a serious issue, that I'm concerned about the issue as mayor, I'm concerned about the issue as a parent, and don't want to see something like this happen to another innocent young person in our community.
Okay, are you pleased with the results of today's rally?
I thought the results of the rally were absolutely excellent. Hundreds of people came out. The rally was peaceful. The spirit here was very good. The rally was diverse. It had people of all backgrounds, African American, Latino, white. It was great to see people from the city of Buffalo, from the suburbs, people from other cities who were here from the rally. So I was very pleased with the results of the rally.
Okay, how do you feel that Trayvon Martin parents are handling the verdict?
I think that Trayvon Martin's parents are handling the verdict in tremendous fashion. In light of the difficult circumstances, they have shown tremendous grace and class and professionalism. You know they're hurting. You know their hearts are breaking. They've lost their son. It's a painful time for them, but they're doing everything that they can to convey that to the nation. They're doing everything they can to say that they believe that what happened was wrong, to speak out against the stand your ground law that exists in Florida and other parts of the country. So I think Trayvon Martin's parents have been absolutely exceptional in how they've handled this very difficult situation.
Okay. In regards to the level of crime that's happening here in Buffalo with the deaths and different things, what do you feel that Buffalo can do as a whole to lower that?
You know, we must all work together. We must collaborate as a community. Any one homicide is one too many. When someone is the victim of a crime, it feels bad, it hurts, it doesn't feel good. I can say to you that statistically, homicide is lower this year than the same period of time last year, that shootings are 40% lower this year than the same period of time last year. And for every year since 2006, crime has continued to fall in the city of Buffalo. But still, if you've been the victim of a crime, if you've seen a crime, if you've experienced crime, those statistics don't matter. So parents need to know what their children are doing, who their children are associating with. Law enforcement agencies need to work together, which they are doing in Buffalo. people who are in different positions of authority, the faith-based community, the university community, the business community, block club leaders, and others need to do things to work together to combat crime. We can only reduce crime further if we work on this as a community, and our young people and those who are committing crime need to understand that it's something that the community just won't tolerate.
And by the way, I would like to commend you on the wonderful job you're doing here in Buffalo.
Thank you so much.
And also becoming the first African American mayor for the city of Buffalo.
You know, it's a real honor to serve in this position and to work hard every day to build up Buffalo, to make Buffalo better for all residents, and to see the kind of progress that we're seeing in Buffalo now really is inspiring a lot of hope in people. We know that there's a lot more work to be done, but I am so honored that the voters have placed their trust in me and elected me 2 times as mayor.
Okay, what message would you like to send out to the people who were sitting at home on their couch, who would like to do something but may not know how to or may not have the strength to do it?
I would say to them that there are a lot of great organizations in this community, whether it is Peacemakers, whether it is a block club organization, whether it's the Community Action Organization, whether it's the Police Athletic League, whether it's Game Changers that operates at the Father Bell Community Center and the Delavan Grider Center. A lot of great organizations. I would encourage people to look for one of those organizations to get involved with, because all of us can make a difference in this community, and the more active we are as citizens, the better Buffalo will be.
Okay, and in the future, do you see an African American woman becoming mayor?
In the future, I see definitely a female mayor in the future of Buffalo, be it an African American, be it a Latino woman, be it a white woman. Absolutely, in the future, I see a woman mayor in the city of Buffalo.
Okay, Mayor Brown, is there anything you would like to leave us with?
Just it was good being with you. You have a program that is excellent, and you're bringing important issues to the community for the community to be able to think about, and important information that helps to educate people in the community. So thank you for having me on the program. It was great to be with you, and I just want to say hello to all of your listeners.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's going on, man? It's Neil Mack, and I'm bridging the gap between the young and the old, and the white and the black. Christians and Muslims, we bringing Jesus back to the forefront, you dig? Now, we out here, and we at the rally for Trayvon Martin. This is the after effects of it. We have people, now we're sitting here, man, with a different array of people, man. We got like a Neapolitan, we have a Neapolitan set of protesters and spiritual beings right here. You know, white, black, Puerto Rican, Spaniel, you know, Algonquin Indian, and everything, but the whole purpose is for us to come out and talk about a positive situation from a negative situation, and take all your positive and your negative, you bring them together, you mix them in a pot, you can come out with something very, very strong. So we out here right now, we're gonna say a prayer for Trayvon Martin's family and everybody else's family who's going through the same thing, past or present, John Walker, Carol Horn, Neil Mack Sr., and everybody else from Emmett Till to Trayvon. So right now, man, we're going to say a prayer, and also for Oscar Grant, and also in the political realm, social realm, and right here at home in these streets of Buffalo, New York, from Buffalo to Baton Rouge, we're going to make good news for the street journey. All right? So for the Griot Nation, all my peoples listening everywhere, worldwide, even in the UK, we want to make sure that we promoting peace. All right? So I want to thank God. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Shaytan ar-Rajim alhamdulillah la-i'akawa dubalehim wala dolin. And I want to thank God for everything and everybody that comes out. Protect everybody, our friends and our enemies, from danger. Let us use our enemies as footstools to get further. Let us use the situation to open up our eyes so we can see something better, so we can come together. We're going to laugh at our pain and make it better through the rain and the heavy terrain. So God going to come down to every heart, every mind, and elevate us, protect us. Let us have peace in our households. Let us have peace in our cars. Let us have peace with our wives, our husbands, our children, our peers, our colleagues, our elected officials, our policemen, our people walking through the streets. Let us break all chains and all the sexist and all the dirty mind tricks that the devil tried to play on all of us, from any way he tried to attack us, up, down, left, right, and all around. Thank God for this time, and meet us at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And God bless everybody. Let us be safe. The Trayvon family and everybody family like this. Bless. Neil Mack, bridging the gap between the young and the old, the white and the black.
Dark brown shades of my skin only add color to my tears. Oh, something is holding me back.
You can never whip these buds if you don't keep you in them seconds. I found that out, but you've got to keep the white and the black separate.
Black man, black president, this white man's world, so all that there is irrelevant. Call me a thug, I call a young black and intelligent. Children of God over money then turn devilish. But not for too long, they can't hold a brother like me, I swear I gotta be strong. I'm my only competition, correct me if I'm wrong. Tell them of cold me back, I'm out here holding my own. And on that same dish that got Dr. King killed, on top of that I'm black, I'm throwing up my 2 fingers. Illuminati got the rappers and the singers, man, fuck all that, I'm still rapping, still singing. Been sent to give them some help. Every night I watch the news and see we killing ourselves. Yep. Something done ruined the community. See niggas sell their soul for some clothes and some jewelry.
We will not give up a single rank guaranteed under the Constitution. The history of unpunished violence against our people clearly indicates that we must be prepared to defend ourselves, or we will continue to be a defenseless people at the mercy of a ruthless and violent racist mob.
Okay, so we got a brother in the White House. You can't erase black history with white out-ish. I wanna live legit, I want a nice house. So while I'm sitting in the cell, seal yelling lights out. I'm from where it's hard to find the right route. Most of us concerned with whipping cars and being iced out. Yeah, and some will never get the bigger picture. Brainwash for lies, guys, now see how they getting tricky. I'm trying to tell you I ain't preaching. I leave that to the reverends and the deacons. I'm reaching to whoever's concerned. The issue is adjourned. Now it's whoever will learn versus whoever will burn. They say racism is alive, it'll never die. Sometimes I wonder how God see it through the heaven skies. Humanity can't even stick together. I'm not really religious, but I'm thinking it's the devil.
Last September, black students at Jena High School were outraged when white students hung nooses from this tree in the school courtyard, a perceived racial threat.
Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our name, robbed of our language, we lost our religion, our culture, our God, and many of us, by the way we act, even lost our mind.
Have you forgotten when we came to this country for? Whether it was 100 degrees or 1 below, rain, sleet, hail, snow, pick the cotton, boy, and don't you ever let them catch you out of pocket, boy. Have you forgotten how they used to treat us? You know, kick a pregnant black woman in the stomach, hoping that she lose her fetus. Have you forgotten how we died in the South, where they cut our bodies up and put our private in our mouth? Have you forgotten the lynching, the murder, the way they raped our women, put hot pokers in them, making blood squirt up? Have you forgotten we was robbed of our culture, religion, and God, but these crooked backstabbing vultures? Have you forgotten that they wouldn't let us read or write? They never wanted they niggas to get to see the light. Now here we are in this new day and time. Ain't no chains on our hands, man, it's chains on our minds. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten? They ain't never really liked our leaders, especially the buck dancing, bootlicking type of leaders. Have you forgotten who the enemy was? They don't see after me like I just shot a Kennedy, cuz I ain't playing like I was Damon Wayans, Marlena Keenan, but I spit the lyrical fire about them. They got them screaming, and all my young soldiers fiending for that knowledge. They hitting truth about them that they ain't gonna teach in college. Now, have you forgotten how they cracked them whips on our black backs, kidnapped us and packed them ships up? Have you forgotten how they broke us down? They turned kings into savages and stole the crowns. Now, we riding round in our Escalades, sitting on blades, smoking droves, selling dough, getting paid, but we still slaves with a little bit of wealth. The only thing we missing is the knowledge of ourselves. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten we about a check away from being homeless? We rapping the good, but it ain't our hood. We don't own this. We built this whole country for free. Think we pimping the system, but the system pimping you and me. See, we the ones on the street corners where the pimps, aka cops, hit our pockets up and beat on us like animals and call us out of our name. Shoot us down, lock us up, and then we out of the game. And when they through with us, I know you know what they gon' do with us. We get erased and replaced with some new niggas. Have you forgotten it's a known going psycho? That's why every day is more and more of us going psycho. Picking up the semi-automatic rifle, drugs, and alcohol. Have you forgotten that America's about to fall? Only the wise see the writing on the wall. I'm Jesus on a mission and fishing and trying to warn us all. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting.
Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our name, robbed of our language. We lost our religion, our culture, our God. And many of us, by the way we act, even lost our minds.
Have you forgotten what we came to this country for? Whether it was 100 degrees or 1 below. Rain, sleet, hail, snow, pick the cotton, boy. And don't you ever let them catch you out of pocket, boy. Have you forgotten how they used to treat us? You know, kick a pregnant black woman in the stomach, hoping that she lose a fetus. Have you forgotten how we died in the South, where they cut our bodies up and put our private in our mouth? Have you forgotten the lynching, the murder, the way they raped our women, put hot pokers in them, making blood squirt up? Have you forgotten we was robbed of our culture, religion, and God, but these crooked backstabbing vultures? Have you forgotten that they wouldn't let us read or write? They never wanted they niggas to get to see the light. Now here we are in this new day and time. Ain't no chains on our hands, man, it's chains on our minds. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten they ain't never really liked our leaders, especially the buck dancing, bootlicking type of leaders? Have you forgotten who the enemy was? They gon' see after me like I just shot a Kennedy, cuz I ain't playing like I was Damon Wayans, Marlene or Keenan. But I spit that lyrical fire about them that got them screaming. And all my young soldiers fiending for that knowledge. They're hitting truth about them that they ain't gonna teach in college. Now, have you forgotten how they cracked them whips on our black backs, kidnapped us and packed them ships up? Have you forgotten how they broke us down? They turned kings into savages and stole the crowns. Now, we riding around in our Escalade, sitting on blaze, smoking droves, selling dough, getting paid, but we still slaves with a little bit of wealth. The only thing we missing is the knowledge of ourselves. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten? We about a check away from being homeless. We rapping the good, but it ain't our hood. We don't own this. We built this whole country for free. Think we pimping the system, but the system pimping you and me. See, we the ones on the street corners where the pimps, aka cops, hit our pockets up and beat on us like animals and call us out of our name. Shoot us down, lock us up, and then we out of the game. And when they through with us, I know you know what they gon' do with us. We get erased and replaced with some new niggas. Have you forgotten it's an ongoing cycle? That's why every day is more and more of us going cycle. Picking up the semi-automatic rifle, drugs and alcohol. Have you forgotten that America's about to fall? Only the wise see the writing on the wall. I'm Jesus on a mission, efficient and trying to warn us all. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting.
Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our name, robbed of our language. We lost our religion, our culture, our God. And many of us, by the way we act, we even lost our mind.
Have you forgotten what we came to this country for? Whether it was 100 degrees or 1 below. Rain, sleet, hail, snow, pick the cotton, boy. And don't you ever let them catch you out of pocket, boy. Have you forgotten how they used to treat us? You know, kick a pregnant black woman in the stomach, hoping that she lose a fetus. Have you forgotten how we died in the South, where they cut our bodies up and put our private in our mouth? Have you forgotten the lynching, the murder, the way they raped our women, put hot pokers in them, making blood squirt up? Have you forgotten we was robbed of our culture, religion, and God, but these crooked backstabbing vultures? Have you forgotten that they wouldn't let us read or write? They never wanted they niggas to get to see the light. Now here we are in this new day and time. Ain't no chains on our hands, man, it's chains on our minds. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten they ain't never really liked our leaders, especially the buck dancing bootlicking type of leaders? Have you forgotten who the enemy was? They don't see after me like I just shot a Kennedy, cuz I ain't playing like I was Damon Wayans, Marlene or Keenan, but I spit that lyrical fire about them that got them screaming. And all my young soldiers fiending for that knowledge. They hitting truth about them that they ain't gonna teach in college. Now, have you forgotten how they cracked them whips on our black backs, kidnapped us and packed them ships up? Have you forgotten how they broke us down? They turned kings into savages and stole the crowns. Now, we riding around in our Escalade, sitting on blaze, smoking droves, selling dough, getting paid, but we still slaves with a little bit of wealth. The only thing we missing is the knowledge of ourselves. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? Why you sleeping on them? They steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten? No. Have you forgotten? No. Ain't nothing changed since the days of picking cotton. No. Have you forgotten? No. Have While you sleeping on them, they steady busy scheming and plotting. Have you forgotten we about a check away from being home?